Spurs down 2, 1:33 to go. No timeouts remaining for San Antonio. Victor tips it down. He's got 33 and we're tied at 119.
Victor's here. Victor is ready to win. And I know they have this idea that they're going to take 2-3 years and find the right core and they're all going to be on the same timeline, but I don't know how patient he's going to be.
Victor Wembanyama is making history. This guy, every time he plays, it's almost a must-watch. I don't know if there has been a rookie in the last 20 years that has made people feel like that since LeBron James.
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine.
Right, closest fan I can think of is Luka Doncic, and even that, people weren't too fond of him, even coming into the draft. So Zion, that's another one, but he was hurt in that season, so he didn't play much. But obviously, Wemby is just, man, he's just been sizzling. He's been amazing. Last night, when I'm recording this, he had a 40-20 game. Yes, the first rookie since Shaq to have a 40-point, 20 rebound game. Not just that, he also had 7 assists in the game, and the last time we've seen a player put up these stats, I know it's pretty specific stat. I know people don't like this, but I'm just gonna John Drew in 1974. That was the last player we've seen put up at least 40, 20, and 7 in the game as a rookie. Are we hearing this? Are we hearing this, boys? This is not a joke. This is not a drill. This guy is here. He is established. It's so crazy to me that, in my mind at least, it almost overshadowed what Jalen Brunson did in that game. 61 points. I know he shot 45 shots, but I don't care too much about that because he was able to get to his spots. He knew the Spurs team couldn't defend him.
Because when I watch him play, that man is competitive. He wants to win. And how long do you give him, Malika? Year, 2?
A year max.
Because I don't think he wants to sit here and be at the bottom of the lottery standings.
I know people, when they watched this 3 weeks ago, they were pissed. They said ESPN is already doing it. They're already trying to get Wemby out of San Antonio. This is some malarkey. This is some baloney. This is some nonsense. I was thinking the same thing. I was like, bro, what are they doing, bro? This is even worse than what they did to Giannis. Like, they're already starting the narrative train of Wemby not being satisfied here. I get you, bro. I get you. But let me tell you something. Let me tell you why they might have a point. This is me actually looking at Wemby's past, quotes, past interviews, and thinking, oh, there might be something here to where, if they don't get this going, if they don't get this train going to where they're a contender in 2 years' time at the very least, yeah, Wemby, there might be some problems in San Antonio.
Across the world are still learning about you. What is the NBA? What are the San Antonio Spurs getting with Victor Wembanyama?
A team player. I'm gonna make everything to win as many games as I can, and I'm trying to win a ring ASAP. So be ready.
This guy, no secrets. He said it. He wants to win a ring ASAP. He said this after the lottery happened, after the game where they snapped their 18-game losing streak against the Lakers. Wemby said some very interesting things.
You mentioned it feeling like a playoff game. Your reaction there at the end, putting the 2 arms up. Did it feel like it was just a month and a half worth of release just in that moment?
Yes, it's not like I forgot about that feeling, but and of course I never want to lose again, but it's gonna happen, and we gotta enjoy those moments, because this is what I'm addicted to, winning. This is what I love, and it's what I live for. So I have to show it,
After the game where Wemby had a 5x5 stat, right? After the game, by the way, that followed a game where he had 5 steals and 5 blocks. He was the first player since Michael Jordan to have back-to-back games with 5 steals and 5 blocks. Not just that, but he is the first player since Nurkic in 2019. I know. I don't know how that's possible. To have a 5x5 game, and not just that, Wemby wasn't satisfied.
You're also the only other person, the second player with 5 blocks and 5 steals in consecutive games. The other person was Michael Jordan in 1987.
Okay. It's I wonder if he did it in wins, not losses, But to me it's secondary. Hopefully, in the future we can look back and think this is a good performance, But it's as of today, I can't be satisfied with a loss.
So when Ramona is saying what she's saying, this is what she's seeing. She's seeing a dude that's hyper competitive, very ambitious, okay? This is his words, by the way. I would hate that my game resembles only one player. I think that wouldn't be ambitious enough. But the closest, if I gotta pick, yeah, and then he picks the players that he resembles. This guy's hungry. He wants to win. He wants to be at the top of his food chain. This guy wants to be at the top. And if he sees that San Antonio isn't, picking up the right pieces around him, if he sees that, I'm not saying he's gonna force his way out. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying there's going to be some tough conversations with Wemby Wemby and the Spurs. Obviously, the Spurs, I think they're a very well-run franchise, but the pressure, I'm not saying there's that much pressure on them, right? Right? ESPN, they talked about, there's pressure mounting on Popovich. I think that's what Kendrick Perkins said.
For the first time, the pressure is on Greg Popovich and the San Antonio Spurs. They better get them pieces around him, man, because this kid is different. He's thinking different. He has an old soul. He's about winning now. He's not trying to lose.
And bro, I don't know what he's smoking, because what pressure is there going to be on Popovich that is substantial enough for him to get fired? None. He already signed a 5-year contract. Up to this point, he's gonna be a coach for 5 years, or at the very least, he's going to get paid for those 5 years, regardless of the outcome. He's already been given the A-OK from the Spurs front office. He's already been committed to by the front office. What pressure is there for Popovich? We've seen Popovich obviously take a step back earlier in the season, but now they've looked better since Wemby's come in, and he's looked better. Not just that, but they've made some changes to the rotations, right? They don't play Zach Collins with Wemby anymore. They play Wemby exclusively at the center position, and that's paid dividends. They put Trey Jones in the game. They don't play Sohan that often with Wemby. They've seen what worked, and they've seen what didn't work, and now they're putting some things together. Still, this defense is not good enough to carry them forward, and that's not because of Wemby. We all know this. And again, this is a team that is desperately hungry for a playmaker that's going to obviously feed off of Wemby with those lobs and all that stuff. They're fiending for a guy like Trae Young. They're fiending for a wing player that can defend the other team's best player, like an OG Anunoby, or who knows, whoever they can get their hands on. They're fiending for one of those players. This is not something that we could just, dismiss just because he's a rookie, because he's putting up historic numbers already. How much better can he be up to this point? He could be way better. His ceiling is GOAT level. I don't think y'all are understanding the urgency that is ramping up for the Spurs team to do the right things for him and pick up the right pieces so that they can win. I don't think you're understanding. Defensively, he's being in talks. He's been in talks for DPOY.
Your candidate,
dude. I had somebody with another front office tell me they think he can be the best. Oh, you're talking about now? No, the Spurs. You can't be a defense player of the year or candidate on a team that's that bad. But I did have somebody in the front office tell me
numbers are pretty crazy, though.
I know, but you can't be on a team that's that bad.
He's a defense. He's an all defensive team.
And I know people will dismiss the DPOY award because his team is not good enough on defense. But guess what? That's not Wemby's fault. Imagine they said that when he was competing for the MVP race. Oh, his team's not good enough. He's not getting that award. Is Wemby just going to become a joke because his team is not good enough? Do you know how pissed I would be if I were in the running for a prestigious award, a big award, and the reason I didn't win the award was not because of me. It had nothing to do with me. It had to do with the people around me, the team around me. Do you know how pissed I would be if that were the case? This is not me saying, again, I have to repeat this for the 4th time because I know people are going to spaz out in the comments. This is not me saying that Wemby is going to force his way out of the team or that he'll be just unhappy. This is me saying that there's going to be tough conversations with Wembanyama if the pieces don't fall in line to where he's going to get better. He's most likely going to get better at a rate that is unprecedented. Not just that, if his team doesn't follow him along, there's going to be an interesting conversation, not just with the Spurs front office, but with the Spurs as a whole. Not just that, online community is going to rag on the Spurs. Not just that, the bad press around the Spurs not being able to win because, they're just not good enough at their jobs. Wemby is going to be looked at as, a Damian Lillard in Portland. That's, oh my gosh, they're not doing you right, man. You should leave that team. Again, that conversation is going to happen regardless of what you guys think. I don't think you understand the amount of hype Wemby has right now. I don't think you understand the amount of media attention he has. San Antonio is a small market, but Wemby's a big star. He's already looked at as potentially the next face of the league. I don't think you understand what the Spurs are in for if they don't proact now. If they don't act now, if they don't get the pieces they need, if they don't fast track this rebuild, the media rampage will be on them. Not just the media, Twitter is going to go crazy. They're going to say Wemby needs to get out of San Antonio.